Namaste. Thank you for joining me today for your yoga practice of the week. I hope you're managing to keep some time for yourself during this lockdown and you're staying safe in your bubble. Today we're gonna work on our lower body, down from our hips to our feet. And you don't need to have any props, but if you happen to have a nice thick pillow or a bolster at home, you're more than welcome to use it. You can also use your block if you have one, but you don't need to have one. And let's get started on a wide child's pose. So bring the toes together and your knees apart. Forgot to say this at the beginning, but if you have any sort of knee tension or tenderness, you can have a towel and bring the towel behind the knee pits, and then as you sit down, that's going to give you some support for your knees. Likewise, if your shin bones, if the front of your leg and your ankles feel too tight, you may roll up the towel and slide it under the ankles to give you some lift and help yourself feel a little bit more comfortable. Right, once you have the setup that you need, we'll meet down in child's pose. And as you take the first couple of breaths in your pose, just allow everything to drop in. Expand your breath from your lower back to your kidney band area, down to the sides of your rib cage and all the way up to the shoulders. And as you exhale, let everything come in and drop into more spaciousness. Begin to observe the natural rhythm and flow of your breath, and just notice if you can make it a little bit slower and a little bit more expansive. Give yourself enough time to explore the sensations on your legs, on your hips, even your emotional feelings, emotional sensations as they arise through each inhale and each exhale. Stay grounded in your breath and try to keep your chest low as you bring the arms out to any side that you choose. Take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, walk the arms on the opposite direction. Create a space between the rib cage and the hips. Take one more inhale, and on the exhale, come back to the center. Then slowly come back onto a kneeling position and cross your right shin bone behind the left knee pit. From the knee pit down, I'm going to turn it aside so that you can see better. From the knee pit down to the ankle, begin to calm down and apply some pressure. Finding the first tender spots, I call them my happy spots, but you may call them any other way. Maybe your tender spots. And as you find the first place where you want to spend a little bit of time, maybe you can lean back. This is when having a block comes in handy. You may bring your hands to your block just to get some pressure out of your hands and out of your legs. Or if you're ready, if your body allows you to, maybe you can sit completely onto your leg. You can wiggle your body from one side to the other, just to access different parts of the muscle, different areas. And go just a little bit lower towards the middle of the calf. And even a little bit lower towards the Achilles tendon. I like to spend about 2 to 3 minutes in this kind of massage. You can spend more time, you can just press pause and spend a little bit more time. You can come in and out, delivering as much weight as your body allows you to. Now bring the top part of your back foot to the arch of your base foot, the same leg that you were massaging, and just sit there and use the top of the foot to massage the arch, like so. And you can just wiggle your bum and use your bum to help you massage. And observe the sensations as they arise. May or may not be your favorite part of the class. Definitely my favorite. Just a little bit more. Going to a new tender spot on the arch of the foot. And then we'll go lower towards the ball of the foot. Alrighty, bring the hands forward underneath the shoulders and step that left foot back. Bring some weight towards the heel as if you were stepping on something with that foot. To keep the hips squaring down. Keep your right knee bent as you pick up the hips, and see if you can anchor your left heel down. Slowly come back down, and now use your left shin bone to massage the right, so from the knee pit down to the ankle. Finding the first tender, I'm going to turn this side. Find the first tender spots where you spend some of your time. The block is always there to help you, or your book, or maybe, I don't know, you have a roll-up blanket. Deliver as much or as little weight as your body is happy to receive. This side is definitely more tender for me. Let your breath continue to be smooth. Any sighs, any exhales, when you find a tender place that teaches your body to relax and trains your nervous system to soften. Go a little bit lower, right to the middle of the calf. And again, as much or as little weight as your body accepts. Then go down to the ankle, to the Achilles tendon. Definitely feeling it. And we're gonna use the top of the back foot to massage your base foot. Good, and wiggle the bum. Again, this may or may not be your favorite part. It's definitely something that we can use more in our daily life. Some TLC. Bring that top foot to the ball of your bottom foot and sit there. Wiggle the bum so that the weight of your hips helps you to massage your feet. Plus it's a wiggle. Who doesn't feel happy when you wiggle? Come forward and step that right foot now back. Try to keep the hips square. Shift some of your weight towards the heel, or a lot of your weight if you can. Now keeping the hands underneath the shoulders and your left knee bent. Reach the hips high, press down through the arm bones, and see if you can ground your right ankle. Come back, down to the hands and knees. Good. Inhaling, arch the spine, stick the tailbone out, lift the chin, lift the gaze. Exhale and tag the tailbone and round through your back. Inhale, finding a neutral spine. Step your right foot out to the side. Try to ground through the pinky toe side. I think you can see that very well. Good. I don't have much space here in my bubble. Try to keep the foot down, especially the pinky toe side of your foot, and reach the hips back. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you bring your elbows down. If you're on the more flexible side of things, maybe you can bring your chest inside that base leg. You don't need to. Just stay where it feels like a good place to be. A little bit of effort, but not a lot of strain. Just a balance. One more deep inhale. And as you exhale, bring the hands back underneath the shoulders. Bring that leg in. We'll go on our second side. Gonna turn around. Okay. So bring the left foot down to the side in line with your hip and with your knee. Maybe you stay there. Lean back a little with your hips. Maybe you can bring the shoulders or the elbows down to the floor. If you're on the more open side of things, you can bring your whole chest down. You don't need to. Breathe deeply into your inner thighs. Slowly bring the hands back underneath the shoulders and glide that side leg in. You will come into a downward facing dog. Hands underneath the shoulders, wrap the elbows in, tuck the toes, push the floor away, reach the hips high, and in your first stand up, just keep your knees bent, the heels high up towards the ceiling. I'm gonna come sideways so you can see a little bit better. Okay, chest pressing down to the thighs, hips high, heels high. Keep one knee bent as you try to ground the opposite ankle, the opposite heel, rather. And change sides. Reach both heels high, and as you exhale, next bring your right foot outside of your right hand. Rock back and forth, keeping your hips low. Bring the back knee down and tuck the toes. Stay here with the hands underneath the shoulders or walk them farther forward. Stay here or bring your hands down to your pillow or to your block, maybe forearms, maybe you can bring your chest really low, whatever feels good in your body. Bring the hands back underneath the shoulders. Tuck the toes, lift the back knee. Okay, rock back and forth. We're gonna begin to warm up through the hips, although we're not gonna get into pigeon pose just yet. Frame the front foot with your hands and heel toe that foot to the midline. Sprinkle your fingertips on either side. Take an inhale, lengthen through the torso, magnetize back hip to the front hip to the back, and come to the pinky toe side of that front leg. As you exhale, next drop the hips, drop your knee. Inhaling, lift the hips, exhaling, lower. One more time, inhale, lift, exhaling, lower. Sustain with the back knee lifted. And then bring that foot down to the middle, frame the foot with your hands, step back, bring that right foot up to the ceiling and create a few big circles up from the knee. We'll change sides, bring the right foot down, bring the left foot next to your left pinky finger. Rock back and forth, keeping your hips low. And then bring the back knee down and tuck the toes. Stay here, or maybe walk the hands forward. Again, option to use your block or your pillow or your bolster if you have something. Perhaps you can come straight down with the elbows down to the floor. You don't need to come to the deepest expression of this pose just at once. We can take our time building our approach. You can bring your attention to your breath, expand your breath through your lower back. You realize that you've gone too deep, too fast, too soon, and you come out a little bit. That's fine. Pick up the back knee. Frame the front foot with your hands. Heel toe that front foot to the midline. Magnetize back hip to the front hip to the back, and come to the pinky toe side of that foot. Inhale and lengthen the spine, and as you exhale, allow your hips and your knee to lower. Inhale and lift. Exhale and lower. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Frame the front foot with your hands and bring it up to the ceiling. Big circles out through the knee. Okay. Bring that foot down. We'll go back to our first leg. Inhale and reach right leg up to the ceiling. Exhale and bring that right foot inside your right hand and drop the back knee. Now I'm going to turn sideways, you don't need to. Just take a look at my knee. We'll let the knee go beyond the toes if we can, trying to keep the hips square to the front, and walk the hands maybe to the sides. Maybe hands on your thigh. Just really try to bring the back thigh, the front of the back thigh, down to the floor. Bring the left hand down. You may bring that hand, you may keep the elbow straight or maybe elbow down to the floor. Reach back with your right hand and possibly catch your foot. If you cannot reach for your foot, lasso that foot with your strap or maybe with your towel. And once you have it, bring it to your bum. Now if this is too easy for you, you can grab the big toe side of the foot instead and bring it to the bum. That increases the opening on the quad. If on the other hand you're nowhere near grabbing that foot, that's fine too. Just come up, slide your blanket, your pillow, your block under the knee, and that's going to give you some extra help to reach for the foot. If you don't have a strap at home, that can help you reach for it. Carefully and slowly release. Remove the prop that you're using. And we'll step back into our down dog. Hips high. Heels can begin to descend to come down to the floor. Again, inhale, left leg goes up. Exhaling, left foot inside your left hand. Drop the back knee. This time we'll let the front knee go beyond the toes if possible. And the hands can come on either side or maybe hands onto your thigh. Really try to bring that top of the back thigh down to the floor. Bring your right hand down now. Maybe right arm straight, maybe right elbow down to the floor. And with the other hand, catch the foot. We have all the same options. We can catch the foot from the pinky toe side and bring it to the bum. Or if it's rather easy, just catch it from the big toe side and bring it to the bum. Or if you need the extra help, you can bring a block, your pillow, maybe you bring, I don't know, a good book, your favorite book under your knee. And it's not only your favorite book, but it's also your favorite helper. Just gonna turn around to stay as you are. Everything can be a yoga prop. Just a little bit more here. Exhale, slowly release. Frame that front leg with your hands. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, step back. Take a few moments in your downward facing dog, adjusting to the new sensations on your hip. Okay. On the next inhale, bring the right foot up. And as you exhale, bring the right foot behind your left hand. Grab the foot with your left hand, wiggle the back leg a little bit farther away, and let your right knee fall behind the right hand. Now, if your hips are off the mat, you can slide your pillow underneath your hips. Ideally, we support our sit bone, and we have the front shin bone to around a 90-degree angle. Lengthen the spine, send the head of the shoulders back, press down through the back foot, an option to stay here, or maybe bring the elbows down. If this position is not really good for your hips and for your back, you might just turn around and cross right ankle outside the left thigh and bring them up into your chest. You can even rest your foot on the wall if you have a wall close, or maybe foot on a chair. Maybe you have a chair close by. Just gonna come back into pigeon. Give yourself enough time to explore all the possibilities in the position that you choose. Slowly bring the hands back underneath the shoulders. Tuck the back toes, bring that front leg up towards the ceiling, create a few big circles again. Bring that leg down, inhaling, right foot goes up. Exhale, right foot behind, left foot, left foot behind the right hand. And again, maybe you slide your book under the hips. Maybe you don't need to use a book. You can bring the hips down, perhaps elbows down. Or if you need, just turn around, cross left ankle outside of the right thigh. Keep the neck long and relax as you pull your legs up into you. I'm gonna come back into my pigeon. hold on to the foot with your right hand if you can to help you square the hips. Maybe you bring the elbows down. Pigeon is definitely one of those poses that show us how asymmetrical we are in our bodies. One hip is usually a little bit tighter than the other, and that's fine. We use different sides of our body for different things. It's just good to be aware of where we need to put a little bit more of effort or spend a little bit more of time. But there is no such thing as my bad side and my good side. It's just my different side. Bring the hands back underneath the shoulders, tag the rear toes, bring that front leg up to the ceiling. Bring the foot down. Then bring your right foot again inside your right hand. This time drop the back knee. Frame the front foot with your hands. Inhaling, lengthen through the spine. And as you exhale, sit back, keeping the belly and your thigh connected. Stick the tailbone out like a happy dog. And folding. You may bring the hands closer into you or farther away. You can always use 1 or 2 blocks to support your hands if you have them. Or your books. Maybe you have a cat and you use your cat to support your hand. I don't know what you have in your bubble. Okay, on the next inhale, rebend the front knee deeply. With your right hand, grab the big toe side of the foot. Turn the knee, the foot, the ankle, everything out as you reach the hips back. Inhaling, lengthen through the torso. Exhaling, sit into your hips. Try to keep your belly and your thigh as close to one another as you can. On the next exhale, rebend the front knee. Frame the foot with your hands. Bring that knee in front of the back knee. Scissor the shin bones away from one another and sit back. Now, try not to sit on the foot, rather sit with your bum in between the feet. If you need, bring something to support your bum so that you can sit up tall. And see if you can bring the feet equal distance away from one another. If the base knee hurts or if it's not a really friendly pose for you, you can try and extend that base leg, your left leg, and just stack the right knee on top. And once you have the position for your legs, once you find the perfect position for your legs, bring the left hand up and with your right hand move the elbow in line with your spine. Stay here or bring the other hand behind your back and clasp the arms. Keep the spine long, the head pressing against the top arm. See if this right shoulder is tilting forward and if you can consciously bring it back. Maybe a better position for you is here. Maybe you choose not to use your arms and just focus on your legs completely. Give yourself a few moments, opening up through your hips. Then bring the hands in front of you. Transfer the body weight forward and cross your right leg. Come back into your downward facing dog. Bring your left foot now inside your left hand. Drop the back knee. Inhaling, lengthen through the spine. And as you exhale, send the hips back, sticking the tailbone out. Bring the toes to your knee. That front leg may or may not fully extend. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see it. Really stick the tailbone out. And hands can come closer or they can come farther away. Lean towards your front leg. On the next inhale, lengthen through the spine, rebend the front knee, bring the hand to the big toe side of the foot. Turn the toes, the knees, the hip out. Lengthen the torso, and as you exhale, sit back. Keep the turn out of the leg. Inhale, coming back to center. Cross the left knee in front of the right, scissor the shin bones away from one another. And you know where we're going, so if you need to bring your block, bring the block underneath your bum. If you need to extend your base leg, extend your base leg and stack your left knee on top, like so. Find what works better for you. And then see if you can bring the right arm up behind your head. The left hand helps you to move the elbow in line with your spine. Keep the torso aligning with your hips. Perhaps you stay here or you bind behind. If your fingertips are not touching, you can grab a piece of your clothing, maybe your ponytail. Or if it's better for you, just bring the hands down and focus on your hips. If you're still binding your arms, just release. This time, undo the crossing of your legs. And lay onto your back. Bring both legs to a right angle on top of your hips. Bring the arms out to the sides like a T or like a cactus with your elbows bent. Cross the left knee on top of the right in a ladylike crossing of your knees. Maybe you hook the toes behind the calf, but you don't need to. And then let your legs fall out to the right hand side. If there is a lot of space between the knee and the floor, you may slide your cat. Or maybe you bring a block or your book, whatever it is that you have that you can slide under. Focus on keeping the left shoulder blade connected to the floor. Slowly begin to come to the center, and as you exhale, change the crescent, right knee on top of the left. Let your legs fall out to the second side. Bring a block or your blanket or whatever you have under the knees if you need it. I don't have much space here, to be honest, but we'll try to make do. And focus on keeping the other shoulder blade, the right shoulder blade, down on the floor. And then exhale, slowly begin to unravel, coming back to the center. If you're like me and you have some wall space, you can bring your legs up to the wall. Or if you prefer, just lay flat into Shavasana with your legs apart and your arms down to your sides. Gonna take legs up the wall, Viparita Karani. This is a really good pose to relieve lower back tension. Just encourage a gentle bend on your knees, making sure there is no tension on your hamstrings if you come up to the wall. Bring your attention back to the flow of your breath. Try to take a deep belly breath. And as you exhale, allow your whole body to soften, to surrender. Let it reap the benefits of all the movements we just did. Take a moment to express the deepest gratitude to yourself and to your commitment for making it through our class today, for staying true to your goals, no matter what life throws at you. And most importantly, take a moment to appreciate the effort that you put on establishing a deeper connection with yourself. Little by little, then begin to encourage some gentle movements back into your body. Maybe wiggle the toes if you are in Shavasana, wiggle the fingers, or move your ankles if you have the legs up the wall. Roll out to your right hand side, bring the hands in front of your chest. Press down with your left hand, and as you come up, keep the neck relaxed. Take a seat slowly. Bring the hands together in front of your heart. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. May all beings be happy and free from suffering, and may the work that we do be of benefit to mankind. Namaste. Thank you.